Now, for the fun part today, we're going to talk about here, pomegranates in stock. This is a nice size pomegranate right here. I always suggest people buy a larger size one, generally be more mature. You won't know what the color is going to be inside, but it's nicer to pick out a darker color. Generally will have more natural sugar in it. So, you know, the darker the pomegranate, you can see there's a little difference even in these if you look at them too. Now, this one here, I'm going to cut it up for you today, and of course, what's the first thing I did to it? I love you guys. You washed it. That's right. So I'm going to show you something. Now, some of you have laughed and seen this last couple of years, but I can do this in a quick hurry, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do it slow so you catch this. The chefs really enjoy this. Talked to a couple other people this week. They're going to be using pomegranates because they could not before. In fact, at our sales builder meeting last Friday at the Renaissance downtown, the old Holiday Inn, or Crown Plaza rather, I caught the chef walking by. I said hello, and I asked him, you guys using pomegranates? He says, well, I just got a box in, but don't know how to cut it. And this was the executive chef. So he brought his people over. I had like 5 people stand around last Friday morning while I cut one of these up. And very interesting. You've seen the seeds in these, and here I've just cleaned this morning. And I can actually, if I want to, have all this seed separated here in 1 minute, right to there. And I'll tell you, easy way to do it. You take and just cut through the surface, just bare to the top. I'm going to do this slow. And don't worry about cutting open a couple seeds on top. And I'll show you why we're doing that in a second. And then you turn it over, do the same thing to the bottom. And again, you can do this pretty quick. And then usually I take a small paring knife, which I don't have right now in my hand, but I skive below the surface. Skiving below the surface, like we skive an automotive hose. Dan knows about skiving. What you do is you go north, south, east, and west. All I'm saying is I broke this into 4 quarters, correct? And then when you put it under water, there's no mess involved because you're not going to get red all over. The other thing you have to do if you're not doing this is wear a red shirt like I'm wearing. But what you do is you break it into quarters real easy. Now, I don't know if you can see it really well in there, but as I move my fingers on the quarter, I turn the quarter inside out under water, okay? Because of specific gravity and weight combination, the seeds float to the bottom and they won't move. Everything else floats to the top. Now I'm going to keep breaking these up and show you the rest of this right here real quick. And as you're doing this too, you'll see everything will be floating. There might be a couple little white pieces where the seeds are holding together at the bottom, and you can quickly clean that up at the very end here. When you're done with this, and I'm going to do just this much here, if you take off the big pieces, if you have a pan or something else, you're going to notice the seeds aren't going to move. And I'm pouring everything off of here, right? Taking everything off, taking all the little white pieces. You can just finish draining the water, and what you end up with is the seeds. And you can pull out the rest of the white membrane, and you're ready to go. Now a chef will use this on top of a salad. Now if he has a $4, $5, $6, $7 salad, he can add $1 to it with fresh pomegranate seeds on top of a nice salad. So it's a huge profit item. It's a beautiful color thing for desserts, cakes, anything opposite color. This looks beautiful on white frosting, just incredible. And you can see maturity level. These are in the same box. You see how these are a little bit redder color slightly? And they're going to taste real similar anyway. You know, they'll still taste good. So I want you to come up and have some before you go today.